It's the 13th of November 2020. Shall we look at this week's movie news? Roll the title. Hi guys, it is Mr. Scotty Pie and I am back for another video. As I said in the intro, this is this week's movie news where we look at the postponements, cancellations, new TV, films and other news. Before I do jump into that, if you do enjoy this video, please hit that like button. You can do that anytime during a video, or why don't we just assume that you do enjoy this video now and hit it right now. And also if you do enjoy this, also trailer reactions, movie reviews, general movie talk, and of course this weekly movie news. If that does sound like your sort of thing, please do consider that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. So we've got quite a lot of movie news this week, so let's jump straight into it with postponements. So the new Ryan Reynolds film Free Guy has announced that they will be postponing their film. This film was supposed to come out sometime later this year, but now it's been taken off the schedule altogether, which means there is no new release date, and they're just going to wait to see what happens with the pandemic and the situation before they announce their release dates. Obviously new films are moving all the time. They don't want to clash with one of the major releases and have to postpone again, so they're just going to take it off altogether until the world goes back to normal. And that is the exact same situation with Death on the Nile, the new Gal Gadot and Kenneth Branagh film, the sequel to Murder on the Orient Express. They're doing the exact same thing. It's been postponed. That was also supposed to come out in December this year. That is now off the schedule until an unknown release date. We haven't had any postponements for a while, so this is a bit of a blow, I know, but there's nothing we can do about it at the moment, I'm afraid. It's just the world we're living in. So that's all I have for postponements. I'd like to say that's the end of the sadness there, but let's jump into cancellations. So Wentworth Miller, the star of Prison Break, has announced that he will not be returning for the next series of the show. So this, even though this show hasn't confirmed it's a cancellation, with the star not returning, I can only assume this is bringing the end of the show. It's not a show I watch, so maybe I am wrong. And if you know more than I do, or you have other thoughts, drop it in the comments below. But that's all I have for cancellations. That's all I have of bad news. So let's put the smiles on and let's jump into something better, which is upcoming releases. Kristen Bell and Jonathan Groff will return together for the first time since they started in Frozen together for a new musical called Molly and the Moon. Not too much known about what the storyline is going to be for this one, but if you're a fan of these two actors or a fan of musicals, check out Molly and the Moon when that gets announced. Next, Zack Efron will star in a new film called Gold, where he will try and survive in the Australian desert. So obviously it's going to be a survival story. I'm not sure if this is based on a true story or not, or it's just someone's imagination. Who knows? But obviously if you're a Zac Efron fan or a fan of these genre films in general, do look out for Gold. And following on from episode 1, season 2 of The Mandalorian, where we got to have that little sneak shot of Boba Fett at the end of the episode. Sorry if that is a spoiler there. But it looks like Boba Fett will be getting a spin-off show following on from Mandalorian, obviously starring, I don't remember the guy's name. It slipped my mind completely. The guy who played Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, or Jango Fett in the prequel Star Wars films. So if you are a Star Wars fan or are enjoying The Mandalorian, do look out for that. I know I will for sure. Terry Pratchett, obviously the author of the Discord series, is having another one of his novels, The Amazing Maurice, adapted into an animated film. And the stars of this are going to be Hugh Laurie and Amelia Clark. So if you're obviously a Terry Pratchett fan, a fan of the Discord series, good news for you, and it's something obviously to look forward to. I've not delved too deeply into the Discworld series. I've not read any of the books, and I've watched one or two of the live action adaptations, which I thought was all right, but I think the books, what I've heard from them, are such a step up above them. Maybe it's something I need to delve into. I've read some Terry Pratchett, but not of the Discworld series. So let's move on to a new assassin thriller has been announced, which is going to be called Gunpowder Milkshake, and this has got a fantastic cast. One that's already gripped me. That is Karen Gillan, Lena Headey, Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh, and Carla Gugino. Obviously an amazing cast. What I've seen from it looks fun, and so I'll be definitely looking out for it. I'm assuming a trailer will not be long away, because I've seen some production shots and some shots from the film, so I'm assuming a trailer is not far away, and we'll probably get this film, depending on the world situation, springtime or maybe summer at the latest. Colin Firth looks like he's going to go toe to toe with some zombies in his next film, which is going to be called New York Will Eat You Alive. So if you're a fan of zombie films, this could be one for you. I'm not the biggest zombie movie fan, but I think Colin Firth is going to, his inclusion is going to definitely interest me, because obviously his style of acting with a zombie film, it's got me interested, definitely. And I like the title, New York Will Eat You Alive, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for this one, and see if it's going to be a film for me when I watch a trailer and things like that. But is this a film for you? Let me know in the comments below. Gerard Butler has confirmed that he's going to star in the next Has Fallen film. So that's obviously like Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, and the new one, which is going to be called Night Has Fallen. So if you're a fan of those films like I am myself, definitely look out for that one. They're just a bit of good fun action, which we all need once in a while. And Gerard Butler is fantastic at just doing fun action films. So obviously with the delays in films recently, we've not had chance to have A Quiet Place 2, which was meant to be released in April, May of this year, which is now going to come out in April, May of next year. But despite that, it's already been announced that there is going to be another Quiet Place film. I'm unsure if this is A Quiet Place 3 or if this is a spin-off. I'm not 100% sure at this moment, but I'm sure that won't be long until that's confirmed, or maybe that'll be 100% confirmed after the second film has seen it, so we know what's going to happen, if this is going to be a follow-on from that film, or a character from that film is going to get a spin-off series. I'm sure we'll find out. It'll all come clear once the second Quiet Place film is out. I thought the first one was absolutely fantastic, so I'm very excited to see the second one, and obviously if that one is as good as, then definitely looking forward to a third one or a spin-off. Chris Pratt, obviously the star of Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, and obviously so much more, is set to star in a new action comedy, which seems to be what he is best at, which is going to be called Saigon Bodyguards. Not too sure what that's going to be about, but obviously Chris Pratt is a good name to have in a film, and one I do always enjoy watching. It's definitely one I will be looking out for sure. And if you're a big fan of your Liam Neeson action films, then rejoice, because Liam Neeson will be starring in a new action thriller. Obviously, it's going to be an action thriller. It's always an action thriller. It's Liam Neeson nowadays. And it's going to be a remake of Retribution. I've not heard of this original film, so it's be going in blind for me, but who doesn't love a good Liam Neeson action film once in a while? Do you know about the original Retribution film? Let me know in the comments what I can expect from that. So, as I said, there's a lot of news today. A new Steven Spielberg HBO movie, so I'm assuming this is made for HBO Max, the new streaming service in America, only in America at the moment, hopefully streamed wider eventually. It looks fantastic. We'll be reuniting the His Dark Materials stars Andrew Scott and Ruth Wilson. Not too much has been announced what the film's going to be about, but Spielberg, Andrew Scott, Ruth Wilson, I mean, it's a fantastic director, two fantastic actors. What can go wrong? Hopefully not a lot, but you know, anything can go wrong. Jamie Foxx is looking to star and produce a new drama based on true events. It's going to be called The Burial. Not too sure what these true events are at the moment, but obviously a big Jamie Foxx fan, and I enjoyed good biopic, so definitely I will be looking out for this one for sure. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, we're talking about people who know how to own an action film. I couldn't name you a bad Rock film. I love him. He's just popcorn action. And he's looking to produce a Scorpion King film, which obviously was his first starring role in film, a spin-off from his first acting role in The Mummy 3 or 2, I can't remember which one it was. It's actually going to be produced now. It's not been confirmed if he's going to have any acting roles in it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he reprises his role from the Scorpion King film and handing the baton off to someone else. I do know there was 2 sequels to Scorpion King, but I never watched them because they looked pretty awful. But I do enjoy the first, and I think it is a bit of good fun and exactly what I want from a good film, a good action like film. Spin-off from The Mummy, felt that way. I very much enjoyed it. Millie Bobby Brown is set to star and produce her second film for Netflix, the first one being Enola Holmes, which I did very much enjoy. This one is a film called Damsel, which is going to be a fantasy film, which is going to see Millie Bobby Brown go toe-to-toe with a dragon. Not much known about that, but I'm all in. I love a good fantasy film. I think Millie Bobby Brown is killing it at the moment, and Netflix originals are killing it at the moment. They're just doing hit after hit at the moment in my eyes. Melissa McCarthy, obviously famed for her comedy work in like Bridesmaids and Spy and so many others, is set to be in a new film called Super Intelligence. I'm assuming might be a bit like the film Spy, but this is where she has to solve a super villain played by James Corden. James Corden, I am a fan of James Corden, but not really in acting roles, unless it's someone like Gavin Stacey. But in film roles, I'm yet to be convinced yet. But let's see what Super Intelligence brings. Selena Gomez is looking to star in it as a mountaineering pioneer, Sylvia Vazquez Lavado. I'm not too sure about that person. I don't really follow mountaineering personally, but the film will be called In the Shadow of the Mountain. So do you know much about Sylvia Vazquez Lavado? Do let me know in the comments below and teach me about that, because this obviously will be a film I will be looking out for sure. Tiffany Haddish, Ben Schwartz and Dave Franco are going to be starring in a new TV show, mystery comedy called The After Party. I'm not too sure too much about this. With Dave Franco, I know for sure his films are quite 50-50. Sometimes I think they're really good and really funny, and sometimes I think they're a bit too much. That's my opinion. Tiffany Haddish and Ben Schwartz, I'm not seeing too much of their work, so I can't judge on them. So this is a film I think I'll need to see some more of and see more about what it's going to be about before I dive into it. But maybe this is something that you're very much enjoyed. Maybe you're a big Dave Franco fan, or Tiffany Haddish and Ben Schwartz. Let me know in the comments if this is one you're excited for. Jake Gyllenhaal, who is an actor I very much enjoy watching, is going to star a new Michael Bay film. Michael Bay, obviously, big time director, did like the Transformers films, and he did quite a lot of big action. That's what his things were. He's the action movie director connoisseur, and I'm assuming is what this is going to be as well in a new movie called Ambulance. Don't know too much about it at the moment, but I'm expecting big action basically, and obviously Jake Gyllenhaal, who's a fantastic actor, so maybe he's going to try and bring some levity to a role, and maybe it's a bit different from what Michael Bay normally brings, but I doubt it. And finally, to end off upcoming releases, Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley will go against their new neighbour, played by William Hurt, in a new satire called The Fence. Obviously, fantastic actors. Miles Teller, I'm a huge fan of. I think he's a fantastic actor. William Hurt's a legend. I'm not too much of Shailene Woodley, if you even pronounced the name wrong. But this is definitely one I'll be looking out for sure. I say, a big fan of those two actors, and who knows what this is going to be about. Obviously, going against a neighbour, so maybe it's a bad neighbour they've got to go against. Who knows? I will be looking out for it for sure. So let's bring it over now to other news. And again, quite a lot of other news like there was for upcoming releases. So, the Disney Plus show Loki, which we've yet to see a poster for, a trailer for, or hopefully one day the actual show. But obviously it must be a good show from what Disney have seen, because they have now announced that they will be renewing it for a second series already. So it's definitely something to look out for. I know I will be. I'm a huge MCU fan. I'll 100% looking out for that. So sticking with the MCU, Tom Holland has shared the first pictures from the filming of Spider-Man, which has been slated to be called, or rumoured to be called, Spider-Man Homesick, which follows with the Homecoming, Far From Home, now Homesick, which might make sense for today's climate, and obviously from the picture released, where he's wearing the little face mask. One of the actors from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, has been announced this week that he's actually lost his job as the president of America. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry, I had to throw it in. I'm not even sorry. I'm happy with that. Casting has begun for the new Game of Thrones prequel, which is going to be called The House of the Dragon, which is based on the prequel novels by George R. R. Martin. I'm looking over here because I've got the novel over there. Thought I did. I don't. I put it away somewhere. Fire and Blood, I believe it is. I do have the book. I have read it. It's very, very good. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. It does tell the stories of the first Targaryens to arrive in Westeros. Aegon, I believe it was. Yeah, Aegon. Was it? Yeah, Aegon. Pretty sure it's Aegon the First. Arriving in Westeros to unite the Seven Kingdoms into one kingdom under his rule. Definitely one I'm very excited for. It's been announced, obviously they're now casting for this, and the showrunners have already landed in London to start on pre-production for the show. So it looks like production for this will be starting early next year, maybe a 2022 release for this show. Sooner the better in my eyes. Like I said, I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, as you can see. So I'm very, very excited for this to start. The Witcher, and again another series I absolutely enjoyed, has had to put a halt to filming for the new series. Obviously one I'm sure we're all anticipating highly, but with 4 cases of COVID-19 throughout the cast and crew, they've had to put a halt to this until obviously there is no cases of COVID in the group. Because obviously you can't film with that kind of thing going on. So hopefully that's all resolved soon and filming can begin, so you can get to watch that series sooner rather than later. Kate Winslet has shared an on-set... Kate Winslet, I've managed to spell that wrong on my notes. I'm going to change that right now. Kate Winslet has shared an on-set picture for Avatar 2, which means that filming is begun, production after almost like 10 years, what it feels like, is finally getting going, and maybe we're going to finally see the sequel that we've been waiting for, and you know what? I've stopped waiting for it. I stopped caring. I really enjoyed the first one. I'm assuming when this comes out, the hype will start up again, but this film's taken too long to come out. It's taken too long, in my opinion. They've lost I think the boat's far too far gone for this film, but maybe it's going to be great, and I really hope it is. I said I really enjoyed the first one when it came out, but it's not a film that I was really excited for the second one for a few years after the first one, but I'm struggling a bit now. Struggling to keep the hype now. Hopefully James Cameron can bring it back. Let's move on. Jurassic Park Dominion has finally wrapped up filming this week for the new film. So it's going to stick on schedule for the release, hopefully, with nothing going wrong with COVID. So that's obviously something to look forward to if you're a fan of the Jurassic Park films, which I do enjoy them. I think they're a bit of good fun. Not as good as the originals though. Come on, let's accept it. Umbrella Academy, a series I know I absolutely adore. I think it's a fantastic show, really enjoyable. Has confirmed that it's been renewed for a 3rd series by Netflix, and they've confirmed that production will start in February 2021, and we've even done a little teaser poster to announce that as well. So if you're a fan of Umbrella Academy like I am myself, do look forward to that. because I know I sure will. I think it's an absolutely fantastic show and a standout for Netflix's original at the moment. Zack Snyder, obviously we're all waiting for the Snyder cut of Justice League at the moment. Hopefully that comes out soon, one I'm very excited for. I enjoyed the original cut personally. I know I'm probably one of the only ones in the world who did, but obviously I'm very excited to see the full 4-hour production of the film. I say they're film, but I'm pretty sure they're making it a little mini-series because it's so long. But Zack Snyder has confirmed he already has ideas and wants to start planning and working on the sequel to Justice League already, which obviously if this new Snyder cut is a smash like everyone hopes it will be, then obviously I'm sure DC will be eager to put that out and work with him on that. Doctor Who, obviously a show that I'm a huge fan of. I had to get in there. I've done the Game of Thrones poster, why not do the Doctor Who one as well? It's confirmed that production has started on the 13th series. Obviously this was being delayed for a while due to COVID and the pandemic, but they've announced this week that they're able to start filming now, and production has started. But due to COVID restrictions, they've had to scale back some of the filming of some of the scenes, and so that they've had to make the decision to cut this series down from the 10 episode series we've had for the last 2 years until next series for season 13 will only be 8 episodes, which I believe will be the shortest in Doctor Who history, and that is a long history of almost 60 years. I'm not happy about it, but I guess these are things we have to accept. I'd rather have 8 episodes than no episodes, which I believe we'll be having in 2021. I don't think we'll get to see this season 13 until 22, in my opinion. Obviously, we do have this special coming out either Christmas or New Year. Maybe they'll actually announce when this is coming out sometime soon, as it's next month. But I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. It's one of my favourite TV shows of all time, so I'll be definitely excited to see that. WandaVision, the new Disney Plus show, obviously with Wanda and Vision, hasn't gave a release date now, which is going to be January the 15th 2021. That is a lot earlier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think we'd get that until springtime personally, so for the fact that this is 2 months away, I'm absolutely pumped for it. Obviously you've already had the first trailer. I'm assuming the second trailer is imminent. I'm pumped for that. As I said, I'm a huge MCU fan, so I'll be definitely looking forward to this. I'm not too sure what to expect from the show yet. The trailer didn't give too much away of the story, and obviously what's happening with the timeline, obviously with Vision being dead in the movies. Sorry if that is a spoiler, but should have caught it by now. I'm excited to find out when that is and what impact that would have on the MCU in general. David Fincher, who has recently released his Netflix original film Mank, has announced that he's had a 4-year contract done with Netflix now, so Netflix will do the sole distributor for the next 4 years. How many films that will actually be, I don't know, but the fact that we're going to get more David Fincher films is only a good thing. So anything from the legendary director would always be a good thing over the next few years. So it's obviously, if you're a fan of his films and you've got Netflix, obviously if you've got Netflix it's bad news, but if you're a fan of his films and you have Netflix, then this is great news for you. So the last news, which is the big news, Johnny Depp has been asked to step down from his role as Gellert Grindelwald in the new Fantastic Beasts 3 film. Obviously him playing the film as a cameo in the first film, quite a large role in the second film, and looks like it's going to be a large role throughout the series. He's been asked to step down from his role after his failed court battle with the English newspaper The Sun over there reporting of his domestic abuse claims. Obviously I'm not going to do too much into that. I have my opinions on it. I don't want to air that here. But obviously sadly he's going to step down from that role. He will be receiving his full $10 million paycheck for the third film, even though he only filmed one scene. That is a good day's work if you ask me. 1 day work, $10 million. It'd be a bit of a pay cut for me personally, but we all have to do it once in a while. The third Fantastic Beasts film does have a release date though, which is going to be July 15th of 2022. So because of that, they do need to replace Gellert Grindelwald. Obviously, he is a major part of these films and of this series. Originally, so far they've asked Colin Farrell to reprise the role. Obviously, he played Percival Graves in the first film, which obviously found out to be Gellert Grindelwald in disguise, and when that was discovered, his face then morphed into Gellert Grindelwald's face, Johnny Depp's, obviously using, I believe it must have been polyjuice potions, something like that. He's had to turn down the role though, as he does have filming commitments, so unable to commit to the Fantastic Beasts franchise. It has now been reported that they have approached Mads Mikkelsen for the role, an actor I'm a huge fan of. He's one of my favourite actors. I think I've even got my photo with Mads Mikkelsen there. I said I'm a huge fan of him, and I think he will be perfect for the role, because Gellert Grindelwald obviously is, I'm not sure, I think he's German, I think, or something around that era. If you do know, do correct me. Obviously Mads Mikkelsen isn't German, he's Danish, but obviously it's a bit closer to the correct position in the world than Johnny Depp, who is American. So I think that's a better casting in my opinion. Someone I'm, as I said, a big fan of, so I will be accepting of that change of actor. I preferred there wasn't, obviously, but if we have to, Mads Mikkelsen is definitely one I would support. So I did say this week's movie news is going to be a longer one than usual, but we made it to the end. There was quite a lot of news, some very good news, some bit bad news, but I hope you all found something out of it. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit that like button. And if you do want to talk about anything in this, or you have any news that I might have missed out, do drop it in the comments below. I do respond to all comments. Let's start a conversation down there. And if you did enjoy this video, if you want to see more videos like this, I do trailer reactions, movie reviews, general movie talk, and of course this weekly movie news. If that does sound like your sort of thing, please do consider that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. I hope you have a good day, or if you're only jumping for these weekly movie news, I hope you have a good week. I am Mr. Scotty Pie, and I am out of here.